What's up everybody, it's Robin Gaming here. So I'm pretty sure you're all very much ready for a new update on Uncharted The Lost Legacy. Of course, 2 weeks ago I already talked about a rumor that we recently got about the game maybe releasing somewhere in September of this year, and pretty much that same day Game Informer announced that their cover story for the new magazine would be all about Uncharted The Lost Legacy, meaning we'd be finding out a lot more information about the game. They've done interviews with Naughty Dog, and they would also be releasing a lot more stuff over the entire month of March. Well, right now we're of course in the middle of March. There's a lot of new information out there already, so what I wanted to do with this video is pretty much share the 3 biggest points that I myself really found in this video, and just talk about, yeah, the 3 things that I really thought were worth sharing with you all. So I'd say let's simply get into it. So the very first fact that we found out about Uncharted The Lost Legacy is that the game will only take place in India. Of course, we already knew it was going to that location, but seeing as especially Uncharted 3 and 4 were really these globe-trotting adventures where you go all over the world pretty much in many different locations, the question still really was, is this only going to India, or will we get some more, intro chapters, or maybe at the end where all of a sudden we'll go to a different place? It doesn't seem like that's the case at all. It seems very focused on just, just India, right? And that's really what I liked about actually Uncharted 1 and 2, is that Uncharted 1 was that very focused experience on the island, and I think that really added to the feeling of adventure in my personal opinion. It was this journey just simply around an island, pretty small scale, but at the same time, yeah, it just has a charm to it. Uncharted 2, what I loved so much is that if you kind of like think away the intro chapters of the game, the first 4 chapters, starting in chapter 5 in Nepal, pretty much all the way until the end, it's you in those locations going from place to place, and it's not constantly cutting between locations anymore at that point. That's what I really like about that game too. So the fact that they're going to do that again with The Lost Legacy makes me very happy. So they also talked a bit about that, and I want to simply read what exactly they said. So it says, the expansion focuses on different areas within India, a place that the series has never visited. The new locale offered the artists a new canvas, allowing them to add more color than Nathan Drake's recent excursions and experiment with different backdrops. For instance, in the PSX demo we saw a war-torn city, while these photos feature more serene, rural landscapes. I'll show you the photos actually right now of some concept art, which looks absolutely awesome. So what we're doing with The Lost Legacy is going back to some of those moments in Uncharted 1 and 2 of awe, with exploration in terms of the environments and the temples, that mystical sort of feeling you would get when you explored those places, like feeling small in a big space, says art director Tate Mosesian. And this I also find, super awesome to read actually, is that, yeah, they really seem to take a lot of inspiration from the earlier Uncharted games, 1 and 2, which, once again, if I do have some kind of criticism about Uncharted 3 and 4, it's actually that the environments also were a little more generic, I would say, whereas 1 really had this mysterious feeling to it on, on just an island, like I said, and Uncharted 2, of course, with the entire sort of Asian setting to it, the soundtrack, the environments, when you go to the sanctuary, the statues, of course, it was just an awesome vibe to it. Uncharted 3 and 4 somewhat lacked that. Of course, the environments were still awesome, don't get me wrong. I just think there was something about Uncharted 1 and 2 that made those environments stand out more. The fact they're gonna do that again with The Lost Legacy, once again, makes me very excited. So the second thing is that we will find out more about Chloe's heritage. I'll once again quickly read what they say. Throughout the story, Chloe recalls her heritage, as her dad, an archaeologist, passed down stories about India and its history to her. It gets a little more personal with Chloe than we've ever gone, tying the culture and the stories of the Hindu gods, even the story of the Hosala Empire and the kings that ruled there, says creative director Sean Askig. This once again is something that is just awesome to see. Chloe was a fan favorite character. Now, we already know we're going to be playing as Chloe, so it's pretty obvious that we'll find out more about her character, but actually it's nice to see that we'll find out more about, her personal relations, her dad and stuff. I mean, we never really heard about her dad at all or something. Actually, even with Nathan Drake, you could argue that you don't know anything about his dad, except for that he left him, right? But yeah, I think that's awesome to see. Very much excited to find out more about Chloe's story. And then the last one is actually going to be about the villain, who has now officially been revealed in terms of concept art. You can see what he looks like. I'll show you a picture right now, and I'll once again quickly read what they say about the villain. The villain is called Asav. So a new Uncharted entry also means a new central enemy. In The Lost Legacy, you'll meet Asav, a barrel-chested insurgent rebel leader who formerly worked for the government. He's unearthing treasures pillars, artifacts and murals that are culturally significant to the region and has several reasons behind his actions. He has history with the government, he feels left out in solving the conflicts that the government solved at one point, and he's now a lone rebel trying to create war and profit from it, creative director Sean Eskake says. Asav believes in his cause, but Naughty Dog reminds us that this is a world of thieves. Everyone is looking out for themselves, and this can make for morally grey characters despite their motivations. It's also a small world of thieves. Just like how Nadine and Sully happen to know each other, Nadine has a similar connection to Asav, who she has worked with in the past. Yeah, so I mean, officially now the villain has been revealed. You could kind of get a glimpse of him in the Lost Legacy demo already, because one of the soldiers was talking through a walkie-talkie, and it was pretty obvious he was talking to that leader, which, yeah, was pretty much guaranteed to be the Lost Legacy's main villain. I'm very at least curious to find out, you know, how much screen time will we have, because the Lost Legacy is not going to be in any way as large as the, you know, as Uncharted 2, 3, and 4, I guess. The game will be, like I said, around 5 hours long maybe, so is the villain going to get enough screen time to the point where, you know, it's really going to be someone you want to take on, right? That is really going to make an impact on the game. That we'll have to kind of wait and see about, but nonetheless, yeah, he's been revealed now. We kind of know what he stands for. He worked with the government in the past. Cool things, but yeah, we'll have to really wait and see when we play the game what he will turn out like. So that's pretty much everything I've got for you for the Lost Legacy right now. Pretty interesting details, like I said, and we'll have to just wait and see and find out more up until, of course, the launch, which will hopefully be, yeah, somewhere in September of this year. So with that being said, I really quickly want to still tell you that I will upload another video today, and it's not just going to be another video, it's actually going to be the return of my podcast, Sick Parvas Magna, which many of you have been asking for. It's been like half a year until we pretty much cancelled the podcast, or at least took a long break, but my girlfriend and I will be doing a new episode, and it's coming up tonight. It's going to be really awesome, so I just hope that you can all check it out and drop some support, of course, because it's something we're still very excited about. We want to continue, and we simply hope that the podcast can really grow over the next weeks, but we're very much looking forward to bringing it back for you all, because yeah, some of you have really been asking me the whole time, where's the podcast, and that was just awesome to see. So it is coming back. Look forward to it, another episode tonight. So with that being said, thanks a lot for watching, everyone, and I hope to see you again next time.